An independent investigation ordered by the World Anti-Doping Agency finds evidence of what's being called an unprecedented doping conspiracy at the highest levels of Russian sports. This report, which focuses on a testing lab at the 2014 Sochi Olympics, implicates the entire Russian delegation and now puts the delegation's participation in the Rio Games, set to begin in 3 weeks, into question. Joining us now with more analysis is Wall Street Journal senior special writer Matthew Futterman. Matt, thanks so much for being with us. Can you sum up some of the details of this report?
Yeah, sure. Basically what happened is Russia's been cheating for a really long time. They had a disastrous Olympic showing in Vancouver, disastrous for them. They won 3 gold medals and I think 15 overall. And they had the Sochi Olympics coming up in 2014. And it's very important to Vladimir Putin to host big sporting events and for Russia to prevail and triumph at those sporting events no matter the cost. And that was sort of a directive that everyone seemingly in the Russian Ministry of Sport was working under. And so they corrupted both the Moscow lab in the run-up to the games where their athletes were supposedly being tested, and then the Sochi lab where everyone was being tested during the Olympics.
Truly incredible. Now, could this investigation result in the taking away of medals from the Sochi Olympics?
You could take away medals absolutely from Sochi. I mean, I think people were largely astonished that Russia went from 3 gold medals in Vancouver to 13 in Sochi. That's sort of an impossible increase. It never happens. So there was always raised eyebrows about that. And
yeah, I mean, look at that rundown. They won 33 gold medals overall, 33 medals overall. I'm sorry. So that was
right after just 15 in Vancouver.
Right.
And you know, usually when you're the home team, you go up by about 10 or 20%, but you don't double.
So that was
or in the case of gold medals, you quadruple.
So looking ahead to Rio, is there a good chance then the entire Russian delegation will not be there?
This is this is the really hard decision that the IOC has to face right now. You know, there's a lot of sports in the Olympics where performance-enhancing drugs really don't do anything for you. You know, fencing, archery, sharpshooting. Is it fair to go to a Russian fencer and say you can't participate in the games even though you've been working all your life for it, because these guys who were in charge of you were cheating in biathlon and bobsled, and also, I should add, in swimming and track and field, apparently, because they were corrupting the world championships that were held in
So there's the chance that some sports will be invited where others won't, but then, of course, there's also the political implications. Will the Russians just say, you know, throw up their hands and say, well, none of us are going to be there? Well,
that's the real danger. I mean, every IOC president lives in fear that he'll be the president that will break the Olympic movement. And, you know, the real fear is that if you're Thomas Bach and you come down too hard on the Russians, there's nothing that stops the Russians from saying, we're not only not coming to this one, we're not coming to the next one, and we'll let you know if we ever want to come again.
Right, which would be such a sad day for the Olympics.
Sure, no athlete wants an asterisk next to their name, and no athlete who wins an Olympic medal wants an asterisk next to their names, like the Eastern Bloc countries have for 1980 and the Americans and the Western countries have for 1984 when there were widespread boycotts.
Absolutely. Is there any precedence, though, for an entire country being banned?
No, that doesn't happen. That hasn't happened for cheating. South Africa was banned for years because of apartheid, but for cheating in athletics, they haven't banned an entire delegation before.
All right, we'll certainly see what happens. How long do you think it'll be before we know?
The IOC has a meeting scheduled for tomorrow with its executive board where they have to move quickly. Right. I mean, people have to get on planes.
It's down to the wire now.
Right. I mean, the Olympics are happening in less than 3 weeks.
That's right, Matthew Futterman, and you will be there.
I will be there, absolutely. I'm not getting banned.
Right, that's right. Well, we can't wait to see your reports from there. Thanks so much for that.